What a moment for our athletes and what a moment for this country. The very best of Australia on show to the world. More than 1 billion people will be tuning in tonight around the globe with the spectacular Gold Coast as the backdrop for 11 days of incredible competition. And their aim are our athletes.
Absolutely, and for the Australian team, 472 athletes who compete across all 19 sports, and many of them, as you can see, on the way to Carrara Stadium for this opening ceremony that gets underway very, very soon. Hello everybody and welcome to the Gold Coast for the 21st Commonwealth Games, which are being held in Australia for the 5th time and for the first time in Australia for 12 years. 275 medal events, Ed. They're going to be contested, and 38 of those in para-sport events, all held in this sensational part of the country.
And doesn't it look sensational tonight? The last games were held at the other end of the Commonwealth in the industrial city of Glasgow in Scotland in 2014. So what a stark contrast this will be. The weather, well, it will be amazing.
Fingers crossed.
A few showers around tonight. The scenery is amazing. And the 13 venues here on the Gold Coast, they're world class, with the cycling, the shooting in Brisbane, and basketball, of course, being played in Cairns and Townsville further north. The whole state, and it feels like tonight the whole country is really on board.
Absolutely. There is a great spirit about it. Over the next 11 days, our role is to introduce you to as many of our Australian athletes as we can and to share their stories. We're going to start now. We're going to join Jim Wilson, who's travelling with the Australian team on one of the buses bound to the opening ceremony.
Who cares about the rain? I'm with a legend of Australian sport, and we're about to hop on the team bus here and head to the opening ceremony. Gee, I feel privileged being here. It's inner sanctum stuff. Kurt Fearnley, Paralympic World Championship, Commonwealth Games gold, and preparing for the last hurrah in major competition for your beloved green and gold. It's going to be a very special night, isn't it, mate?
It is, mate. And just being here again, you forget how good these moments are, and the atmosphere is just so positive. And there's a few hundred Aussie athletes out there, some their first time, others their 6th or 7th time into a Com Games. Everyone's excited, and let's start these games.
I remember you competing in Sydney. What does it mean for you to be competing in front of loved ones, in front of a home crowd? And this is the last hurrah for you. So what's the overriding emotion, mate?
Mate, a lot of emotion tied in here. It's been a long journey for these last 20 years, and when you're able to do it at home, when you're able to do it in the green and gold, in front of your family, in front of your community, and everybody has just been a part of my journey for so long, to share this night with them, mate, this is once in a lifetime. I couldn't have scripted it like this.
And how about walking and coming into that stadium tonight? I mean, I can't wait for it. We're all excited. I mean, what will be the, as far as a team, it will just be such a proud moment.
The last time I walked into an opening ceremony full of Australians, it was 18 years ago, mate. And I've had the pleasure of doing 5 paras, a couple of Olympics. It's my 3rd Com Games, but I've always waited for that second time to enter into a stadium full of our guys. And mate, I can't wait. It's a little overwhelming, a little exciting, a little emotional, but again, everything just wants me to start these games off.
On behalf of all Australians, mate, you are an absolute champion, a great role model, and we wish you all the best. It's going to be party tonight, a big party, and a really spectacular 11 days.
I can't wait, mate. Bring it on.
What a legend he is. What a thrill it would be on the way to an opening ceremony of a home games wearing the green and gold. I get sort of shivers thinking about it.
When he says bring it on, he really means it.
Bring it on.
He knows it.
Yeah, there's going to be 4,500 athletes competing here. Who are you most looking forward to seeing?
Well, controversially, Hamish, I've chosen a Kiwi, Dame Valerie Adams, 33 years old, a 4-time world champion shot putter, 2-time Olympic gold medalist in Beijing and also in London in fairly controversial circumstances, 3-time Commonwealth champion in Melbourne, Delhi and Glasgow. Now here's where history can be made. She's aiming to become the first person in athletics, male or female, to win gold in 4 successive games in the same event. Her very first Commonwealth Games medal was in Manchester as a teenager, and this is all just a few months after giving birth to her daughter.
That was a while ago. As a side note, she's one of 18. She's got 17 siblings.
That's a big
so
fan club.
Extraordinary, isn't it? For me, the Campbell sisters, they're trying to quinella the 50 and the 100 freestyle and then win gold together in the 4x1. I love that. Kurt Fearnley, just a legendary Australian, 1500 in the marathon for him. But Anna Hersey, if you hadn't heard of Anna Hersey before tonight, you'll hear a lot about her. She's from Wales. She's at Cardiff High School. She's one of 8 Wales athletes who's still at school, but she's the youngest. Anna is 11. She's not in year 11. She's 11 years old. She trains 21 hours a week outside of school. She doesn't think she's a medal chance, but she says representing her country before she's a teenager is remarkable. She relaxes herself. by reading the school books.
Well, there you go. That's a good idea when you're 11 years old. Well, in order to cover all of this action, we've assembled a huge team here on the ground, including many Olympic and Commonwealth Games medalists. Let's start with Joe Griggs and Todd Woodbridge to see what they're looking forward to.
Thanks, Eddie and Haim. I mean, how lucky are we? This is literally our office for the next 11 days. With such a great program, it's hard to pick a favourite, but for me, it is all about Kurt Fearnley. He's going to be in the T54 1500 metres, but it's a marathon I'm going to be glued to.
Well, I'm looking for Sally Pearson, Joe. I mean, the fact that she's going for triple gold at a Commonwealth Games is outstanding. She missed an Olympics, which was devastating. Can she handle the pressure? She's done it before. I'm looking forward to it.
She eats pressure for breakfast.
She does indeed.
Well, Richo, I've seen plenty of the venues around the Gold Coast, and I reckon here at the Star you have the best seat in the house and everyone's welcome.
And that's the beauty of it here at the Star. I'll be in the lifeguard tower interviewing all the Australian athletes and their families, which are so important to their preparation for the Commonwealth Games. We're going to have a stack of fun. When I look at the guest list, the only thing missing is you.
Can I come?
Your name's on the door.
Thanks.
Tom, I think you and I have a pretty sweet job on the Gold Coast. We get to bring you all the colour, fun and excitement from around the games. I think this is going to be an absolute blast.
Yeah, we're lucky, aren't we, Rach? For me, I think the Gold Coast has the most enviable lifestyle of all Australian cities. Beaches, live music, tropical weather, fun for the entire family. Couple all of that together with some great competition and it makes for such an exciting time.
This spectacular arena is where our swimming team is set to dominate, and Ian thought we're going to have front row seats to some incredible racing.
We certainly will. Both of our Olympic champions, Mac Horton and Cole Chalmers, will be racing here. Kate Campbell is going to be up against Olympic champion Penny Alexiak.
There are 50 gold medals up for grabs.
Yes, it's all starting to heat up at the athletics track behind us, but I tell you what, I am so looking forward to next week when the action starts with Johan Blake in the 100 metres for Jamaica. He's the second fastest man in the history of 100 metre running, so I'm pretty excited. What about you, Steve?
Oh, look, for me, the Commonwealth Games is about who can take an opportunity and step up. We've got two young, incredible, talented pole vaulters, Nini Kennedy, Curtis Marshall. They're taking on some of the world's best pole vaulters. I want to see them take that opportunity. I can't wait to see it get started.
Is there a more appropriately named venue at this year's Commonwealth Games than the Anna Meares Velodrome here in Brisbane? Well, Kate Bates, I think not.
I don't think so either, Scott. We're looking for a red-hot competition. The conditions in here are electric, maybe some world records, and I think a big gold medal haul for the Aussie team.
One of my favourite initiatives at these Commonwealth Games is we're going to see able-bodied and para-athletes compete as one. Curtis McGrath, Paralympic gold medalist, joins our team. Curtis, how good is this for para-sport?
It is magic. There's, having this opportunity at an equal event here at the Commonwealth Games. 61 para-athletes competing for Australia. It's going to be epic.
In less than an hour, I can't wait to lead Team Australia into the Commonwealth Games here on the Gold Coast. 770 of Australia's best are all waiting to hear your cheer. Get behind us, Australia. We can't wait.
We'll hear from Mark Knowles very, very soon. Great commentary team. The skipper, officially, is Bruce McAvaney. Welcome, Bruce.
Great to be here, Hayne.
What does the Commonwealth Games mean to you?
Look behind you for a moment. That's what it sort of means. And the excitement's amazing, isn't it? I mean, look, you showed some of the great moments of the past. I mean, I grew up just before the Miracle Mile in 1954. I was very young then, too young to really remember it. But my great memories were just of Olympic Games and Commonwealth Games growing up. And to be a Commonwealth champion was almost as good as being an Olympic champion. And you think of some of the people that have commenced their career at the Commonwealth Games, our Lara Freeman, and those that have had a beautiful swan song like a Raylene Boyle, it means such a lot.
And what kind of games do you think the Gold Coast is going to stage? By the sounds of tonight, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Well, they've got the right name for a start, Gold Coast. I mean, you want to come to the Gold Coast, don't you? You think of all the Caribbean countries, they want to be here, don't they? Because it reminds them so much of home. But look, Southeast Queensland is an absolute great place for big-time sport. Brisbane had the most sensational games 36 years ago. We know that a lot of athletes train here. The crowds will be huge. I think the weather's going to be all right. I think it's going to be, the most successful games in history.
Cool. Just a thought on Sally Pearson. She's trying to overcome the injury and win 3 in a row. Can she? Will she? Is she the story for you?
She is. I mean, there are lots of stories, and you've got to talk about a lot of them tonight. We've already seen a few of them, but I think that's a Freeman-esque moment. It's the big stage. It's the big stadium. It's the woman that lived down the road as a kid growing up. She's a double world champion. She's a double Commonwealth champion. She's an Olympic champion. But you know what? This is personal. This is near and dear, and she's had to go through hell actually to get here. she's no certainty. It'll be edge of your seat stuff. I don't know if she'll win. I'm just hoping. I think she might.
We're all hoping.
We're all hoping. You're in charge of the Parade of Nations. We'll let you relax, but there are 472 Aussies in action. One of them, a great medal hope, is Ellie Cole in the pool. She's won 6 Paralympic golds. She's trying to win her first Commonwealth gold.